The more we invest in the arts and culture, the more valuable our city becomes, not just for the residents, but for the future.
Palm Coast Mayor David Alfin supports a plan approved by the City Council to charge developers a fee to support a public art fund.
The council reviewed a plan by the city's Parks and Recreation Director for a public art program. One proposed revenue source, developers. Councilman Nick Kloufis explains.
If we use dollars that are collected from development over $1 million dedicated to a cultural arts program, it seems like those options become much more palatable. And I think that's for discussion for our council, because I would love to see a dedicated portion of development over $1 million go to enriching the arts.
Councilwoman Teresa Pontieri.
I am with Councilman Kloufis in the aspect of looking to commercial development over $1 million. I think the city of Sarasota has a really good structure here where it's a small percentage, but when we're looking at these large developments, it ends up being a good chunk of change.
Mayor Alfin said he supports the plan, but he admits they've got work to do before anything can be voted upon.
Let's assume that we do have consensus on committing this percentage that staff will come back to us and detail and confirm. Then I'll have that lingering question. How do we actually allocate it, use it, or how do we make it do what we want it to do?
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Friday, August 16th.
A QR code is just a coding that links back to another source.
QR codes are showing up everywhere these days, but one expert says be careful what you scan.
Corey Salmons of Corey's Affordable Computer Repair recommends using your smartphone's camera to scan QR codes, but be sure where that code leads.
When you do your camera, the outline of it should be like a yellow box when you're scanning over a QR code, but you can also look at the writing down below. As soon as you click on it, it should allow you to go into whatever the website is that it's linked to. From there, you need to verify the website that it's going to.
Salmon says the camera provides an additional security step.
If you're scanning it and on a QR, especially with the phone, and it pulls up the website, it will always ask you to click next or to verify or to put other information in. At that point is where you need to stop and verify what the link is, where it's directional to, and what is that next button that you're going to be pressing.
Salmon says always look before you tap.
When you first scan it, if it doesn't have a yellow outline box, some of them will show red, some will show like a blue or whatever, but most genuine will be a yellow outline when you go to scan it, and it'll have like yellow wording at the bottom. Those are kind of the quick indications.
I'm Daryl Moody reporting.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. Where else can you get candidate information?
While some wish the election season were over now, others want to know how and where to get even more information. Professor Dr. Joe Saviak says it's out there in several places and coming directly at you.
I would carefully review all the communications that candidates send you. You're going to see TV ads, hear radio ads, you're going to see newspaper ads, you're going to receive direct mail, social media advertising, text messages. That's another potential source.
Saviak said with all of that, check the information at the candidate's website to make sure it's correct. You can listen to the Business Report here on WNZF Saturday mornings at 10 and on the Flagler radio app. From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
The Flagler Sheriff's Police Athletic League was awarded a grant through the National Rifle Association to provide equipment to support the Flagler Sheriff's Explorers Firearms Safety Training and Competition Project. Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley.
NRA provided funding for 5 Glock 17 firearms, 24 pairs of protective eyewear, 15 pairs of ear protection, an assortment of other items, including cleaning kits, so that we could teach our Sheriff's Explorers firearm safety.
The Florida Sheriff's Explorer Association hosts a quarterly delegates competition, with the last one occurring in June 2024.
2 explorers placed first in various shooting competition. As a lifelong NRA member, I appreciate the NRA providing this grant so that we can teach firearm safety to not only our explorers, but in various classes in the future to our youth.
For Flagler's Local Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
You made it! The weekend is here. Time to have fun with the family. Stacy with Fun for Augie Kids is going to tell you what's going on here locally.
Come out to the Wild Boar Run Kids Only Trail Race tomorrow. Let your kids experience the joy and accomplishments of running through the woods. Every kid will receive a wooden finisher's medal. Join the fun at Poppy's True Market for a fun class open to kids aged 5 to 11 years old. Learn all about chocolate and make your own truffles to take home or eat right away. This class is drop-off, fully hands-on, and all materials are provided. For more on these events and others, please visit us on our website at fun4augiekids.com. Have a great weekend.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.
And now, Mike Lee Show with your WNZF local sports update.
The first week of school is coming to an end, but fall sports season has begun. In volleyball, Matanzas hosted a preseason invitational at the Ship last night. The Pirates won the first set and had a 10-point lead in set 2 when Coach Don Moses rotated in some younger players.
This game doesn't count. It doesn't matter. It's not going against our record. I'm getting everybody in to see how they handle. I'm putting kids in to do pressure serving because I want to see those types of things. So I'm happy with the way we played.
Spruce Creek comes to the Ship for the season opener Tuesday at 7. At the same time that night, the Bulldogs will host Atlantic in Game 1 of the Lindsey Stewart era. Last night, the Pirates took part in a jamboree at Mainland, splitting sets with the Buccaneers, University, and Father Lopez. Preseason classics take place in football tonight. The Pirates will hit the road for University, coming off their second playoff appearance in 4 years on the Matt Forest. There are a lot of young Pirates, but Forrest says they're ready for the challenge.
Yeah, I think we've had a lot of guys that have seen some open positions and competing for it, but, you know, the best part is we have a lot of competition.
FPC will host Deltona tonight at 7. They will be led by the area's leading rusher in 2023, Marcus Mitchell, and NC State commit defensive end Colby Cronk. Coach Fish on the greatness of his stars.
Marcus and Cronk always do what they do, so you kind of expect that from them.
The Rich and Mike Sports Show Saturdays at 7:30 a.m. will be your home for post-game coverage and interviews all season long. Hear from both coaches tomorrow as we preview the season. Listen anytime on the Flagler radio app. FPC receivers coach Jimmy Robinson was voted Indoor Football League Offensive Specialist of the Year. His Mass Pirates will play in the IFL Championship game in Las Vegas tomorrow at 4:05 Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. This is your home for local sports, with updates Mondays and Fridays. From the WNZF Sports Desk, I'm Mike Licio.